The pitcher at the top of the rotation is considered to be the team's best. C.J. Wilson has earned that spot for the Texas Rangers. But there is another level that great pitchers aspire to reach. They want to be known as the ace who steps up in big games or stops a tough losing streak. C.J. Wilson can add to his resume as the Rangers ace by shutting down divisional foe Oakland. Your Texas Rangers plan to get back in the win column tonight on Fox Sports Southwest. The summer heat is almost here, and the summer crowds are almost here as well as the Rangers get ready for a game against the A's. Look at those records. The two teams are tied with identical 18 and 17 marks. The winner moves into sole possession of second place in the American League West tonight. Hi there, John Radigan and Tom Grieve here, and after the Rangers lost the series in somewhat heartbreaking fashion to the Yankees over the weekend, they would like to turn things around quickly, and they will do it with a guy, Tom, who is coming off perhaps his best start of the season, one of his best in a couple of years.
I think it was. And I think for the last 3 years, more has been asked out of Ranger pitchers. Pitch deeper in the game, throw more pitches, give us more innings. And if you're going to be the ace of the staff, you have to be the leader in that regard. And certainly CJ has shown that. His last 4 starts, he's gone at least 7 innings. His last start that we're watching right here, 125 pitches, 9-inning complete game. That was in Seattle. He's throwing the ball exceptionally well. And on a night when the Ranger bullpen is a little bit tired, a little bit depleted, he's the guy you want on the mound, and he's the guy you count on pitching deep into this ball game tonight.
A complete game for him last time out against the Seattle Mariners. A career-high 125 pitches and a matching of a career high with 12 strikeouts. So C.J. Wilson hopes to pick up where he left off the last time he pitched against the Mariners. The Rangers are ready. They're about to exit the dugout and head to the field. We've got baseball headed your way. Opening lineups and first pitch are coming your way next. It's time to play ball, y'all. West is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealer. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. By Jack in the Box. Get the new bourbon barbecue steak grilled sandwich now at Jack in the Box. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. And look at the day we have here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, a day that is morphing into night as we get you started here with the Rangers and the A's on what is almost a picture-perfect night for baseball. And we bring you the Oakland lineup, and it's brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Chris, Barton, and Jackson, Willingham, Suzuki, and Andy LaRoche at third base today. Mark Ellis, their steady second baseman, followed by Powell behind the plate tonight, and Cliff Pennington at shortstop. And they will face the Rangers' top pitcher, C.J. Wilson. Here's the scouting report on him, Tom.
Well, he's having an excellent season. This will be his 8th start. His ERA is under 3. Has almost a strikeout per inning. I think the big thing for C.J. this year is his walks are down significantly. He led the league in walks last year. They're way down this year. 34 strikeouts in his last 30 innings, and he's won 12 of his last 14 decisions in this ballpark. So you got the right guy on the mound tonight in a game the Rangers want to win. They want to get off to a good start in this series against the A's. They haven't won many series. They've lost a lot of series over the last month. Be nice with 2 division foes coming in to play well in this rest of the homestand.
No doubt about that. They've lost 7 of the last 8 series, in fact. Their only win was a sweep of the Kansas City Royals from the 22nd to the 24th of April, and this one's popped up and played by Michael Young, who is the first baseman. And we show you the rest of that Texas defense with him, Murphy, Borbone, and Mitch Morland out in the outfield. It's Chris Davis at third, giving Beltre only his second day off at third base this season. Andrews, Kinsler, and Young. And then Yorvi Torrealba is behind the plate. And Chris Davis is there at third base. Second time as Adrian Beltre gets a night off, and a night that he lobbied to not have off. Told Ron Washington he didn't need a day off, didn't want a day off, but Wash says it's just time. Nothing to do with anything that's happened to Adrian in any of the games. It's just that he needs a day off. He played every inning either at third base or in one game as the designated hitter so far this season.
Well, I think that's the attitude a regular player has to have. They never want a day off, but at the same time, when they get a day off, it doesn't mean they don't welcome the opportunity to get a little bit of a rest.
That one's down in front of Mitch Morland. Derek Barton is on. It's a 1-out single. Yeah, I asked that to Wash about Adrian. I said he lobbied and said he wanted to play. I said, you probably prefer that from a player that he wants to play, right? He says, well, no, I'd prefer they just say every decision I make is a great decision, but it is an attitude you like to see in a player. Here comes Connor Jackson now. CJ starts him off with a strike. Outside from CJ with that one against a guy who's got a .333 average against the Rangers this year. He was pretty good against them in the series that ended a week ago today, actually, with that dramatic walk-off in Oakland. Swing and a miss.
That's what CJ does so well, change speeds. He'll throw you a sinker down and away at 90 miles an hour, and then the exact same trajectory at 81 miles an hour is changeup. About a 10-mile-an-hour differential, and that one had Jackson way out in front of it. Jackson's been a good hitter against left-handed pitching.
That one's upstairs to even things up at 2-2. It seems like longer ago, but it was just a week ago today that Hideki Matsui hit that extra inning walk-off against the Rangers in Oakland. They went from there for 3 straight in Seattle, winning 1 of 3, and then the 3 here against the Yankees over the weekend. There's Matsui in the dugout and not in the lineup today. Kurt Suzuki is their designated hitter today. Matsui often fills that role. And now CJ with a check of Barton over at first base. Just underway on a beautiful night for baseball in Arlington. Rangers and the A's in first of 3, and then the Rangers finally get a day off. Swing and a miss. CJ got Connor Jackson on strikes, his first strikeout of the game.
He got him to swing at 2 changeups and miss both of them. This one for strike 3, way out in front of it. You get away with location when you fool the hitter like that. A big swing, thought it was a fastball, and he was way out in front of it. CJ's pitched much better this year on regular rest, and that's what he's on today, 4 days rest. When he's pitched with 4 days rest this year, his ERA is under 2. And you can tell the kind of condition he's in at this stage of his career. He's thrown 117 pitches, 125 pitches in his last 2 starts. And he was cruising in Seattle on his 125th pitch.
Yeah, he told us in that game that by the 2nd inning, he was telling his catcher, Yorvi Torrealba, that he was going 9. In the 5th, he informed Mike Maddox, the pitching coach, that he had every intention of going 9.
Yeah, he kind of turned it around by the 5th, but early in that game, he'd thrown a lot of pitches in the first couple of innings. It did not look like a potential complete game. To his credit, he really bore down and threw a lot of strikes. He only walked 1 batter in that game. Talked about that in the open to the show. He led pitching in the American League last year, pitchers in the American League, with 93 walks. He's on pace right now to cut that almost in half. What a difference that makes in your overall performance. Lets you pitch a lot deeper into games when you're not walking people and throwing all those extra pitches. CJ's averaged over 7 innings per start. Probably about a 7 1/3 innings per start.
This one hit towards second. Ian takes it himself, and that will do it. Nothing across for the A's. Here come the Ranger bats in the bottom of the 1st. Southwest Airlines lineup. The batting order for the Rangers: Kinsler, Anderson, Young. Mike Napoli's the DH tonight, followed by Murphy, Torrealba, Mitch Morland in right. Chris Davis we showed you at third base, and one of the hottest hitters on the team, Julio Bourbon, in the 9-hole in center field against Trevor Cahill. Here's the scouting report.
Yeah, he's the #1 starter for the A's, and you can certainly see why. He's won 5 out of his 7 starts, hasn't lost yet. The best ERA in the American League. Opponent's batting average is 10th. It's .211. 1 or fewer runs in 22 starts. This year it's 1 or fewer runs in 6 out of his 7 starts. He's only had 1 bad start. That was against the White Sox when he gave up 4 runs.
Ian Kinsler drives the second pitch, though, into left field, and he's on with a leadoff single.
Yeah, there's no one in the park feels better than Ian Kinsler right now. You see him clapping, looking in the bench. He took extra batting practice today. The camera guys were out here early watching him take extra batting practice for about a half an hour. And then he took a full round of batting practice. And so he's really been working on his swing, trying to hit line drives, and to see it pay off. And the first at bat of the ball game is a very good feeling to a hitter.
Several balls that Ian had just missed in the last few games when he was 0 for his last 12. This one grounded to short. And Ian does a nice job helping to break up the double play.
Well, when Cahill keeps the ball down, you will see a lot of ground balls. He has good sinking action on his fastball. Also has a good changeup and a good breaking ball, but his best pitch is his sinker. Last time we faced him was in Oakland a week ago. In fact, it was CJ's game. The Rangers lost 3-1. Rangers had him on the ropes early. He walked several guys early in the ball game, but they couldn't get that big hit with the bases loaded. They got that hit yesterday. Mike Napoli got that hit against CC Sabathia yesterday. The Rangers jumped out to a lead. Unfortunately, the Yankee power came through late in the game, but they did take advantage of their opportunity early against Sabathia. Weren't able to do that against Trevor Cahill in Oakland.
Now he's facing Michael Young. And he's well versed on the base stealing exploits of Elvis Andrus. 10 for 10 on the year. And 18 of his last 18 dating back to the American League Divisional Series last year was the last time he was caught, back on the 6th of October. Big lead, and he's safe.
Nice tag by Barton, boy.
Yeah.
He almost slapped that thing on him. That was close. It's a good quick pickoff move as well by Cahill.
Yeah.
Now, early in the season last year, first few months of the season, Elvis was careless. He was running a lot, I think, just for the sake of running, trying to steal as many bases as he could, and he was thrown out a lot. And so what you just said, John, how many straight he's stolen without being caught, that's a significant improvement in his game. He's picking his spots a little bit better. I think he's concentrating on his jump, and if he doesn't get it, he doesn't go. But he's stolen 3 or 4 bases when everyone in the park has known he was going this year in a close ball game, and to me that's the mark of a good base stealer. Steal him when the catcher knows, the pitcher knows, and all the fans know.
Swing and a miss by Michael, and yeah, that 10 for 10 mark is the most in the majors now as far as success level. 10 for 10.
You know, the other thing about Elvis runs well. He's not a burner, though. He's not, you know, he's not one guy that you say is one of the fastest guys in the league. He runs well, but a lot of his base stealing has to do with technique, getting a good lead and getting a good jump on the pitcher. He's not just stealing on blind speed. He gets as big a lead as most base stealers.
And there he goes, and he's headed towards second, and he's safe. 11 for 11.
Puts pressure on the catcher. Powell had to rush his throw. It was a little bit off the mark. It was a great pick and tag by Pennington. Ball bounces, he backhands it and brings the tag home. That's about as nice as you can catch a ball and make a tag by a middle infielder. Wasn't in time, but doesn't take away from the athleticism and the hands that it takes to pick that ball on one hop and still almost make the tag.
And Michael taps this one in front of the mound. He is out at first. But Elvis moves on to third.
Now, one thing that's always in play with Cahill, he throws a lot of sinkers. He keeps the ball down. He tends to throw a lot of wild pitches. And so now with a man on third base, maybe that comes into play.
Yeah, he's tied for first this year in the league with 6 wild pitches. And it brings up Mike Napoli. Mike's the designated hitter for Ron Washington today. And it's a rare first ball pitch to him. 1-0. Murphy on deck. Elvis at third. Foul back to make it 1-1. Mike is in a bit of a slump here. He's 0 for his last 14. And he's in a 6-game RBI drought. So this is the time to break that drought.
The Rangers have a lot of hitters who are due to get hot. Ian is due to get hot. You mentioned Mike Napoli is due to get hot for sure. Yorvit, although he's hitting the ball pretty well, his average is down a little bit. The guys that are starting to swing the bats better and better, Julio Bourbon. Michael's been swinging it all season long. Mitch has been pretty constant, pretty consistent all season.
Sure.
Mitch Morland.
Yep.
You just want to keep your head above water, stay close, and then eventually you get Hamilton and Cruz back in the middle of the lineup. And just like Felice makes the bullpen better, getting those two guys back in the lineup makes everybody else in the lineup better.
There's a walk to Mike Napoli.
Well, that ball just tailed in out of the strike zone. Started out in the strike zone, but the movement on it brought it inside.
And now here comes a great matchup. David Murphy, the lefty against the righty Cahill. David, who has hit safely in 5 straight against the Oakland A's. And now he's ahead of Cahill, 2 balls and no strikes. That one's in there for a strike. We mentioned that start on the 29th. Cahill walked Andrus, Beltre, and Nelly Cruz to load the bases in that first inning that day. Was able to pitch out of that jam. Rangers trying to make sure he can't pitch out of this one. David Murphy toward left and caught.
Right at him. Boy, that was a bullet too. Anywhere else, that's 2-run double.
Willingham got it though, and 2 are stranded. No score at the end of 1.
You know, you got guys night out tonight. Looks like about 7 strong. Got the hall pass, and they're ready to go. And you know what? They may like this next bit of news, and that is the Park Place dealerships Texas Rangers triple play. Just a few weeks away, that's right. And they're going to auction off some great prizes like a trip to Boston to watch the Rangers and Red Sox play, and a lot of great other activities involving Texas Rangers players. You want to find out more information on this and help out the Texas Rangers Foundation, you can do so. Go to TexasRangers.com. John?
All right, Noxie, thanks very much. It is a great time each and every year, the triple play, this year on a Wednesday night, and it'll be fun, fun, fun. As you see the Rangers like you've never seen them before. Kurt Suzuki in there now to lead off the second.
Yeah, don't be fooled by Suzuki's numbers because he always seems to play his best against the Rangers. Had some big hits in the series against Oakland, including balls out of the ballpark.
This one sliced towards Mitch and right. He's back on it and makes the play, and it's an out.
Doesn't have the same power to right field, though, that he does when he pulls the ball. Not really a home run hitter, but you wouldn't know it sometimes against the Rangers.
He had a couple of them in the series against the Rangers last week, and 5 RBIs, as a matter of fact. And Andy LaRoche swings at the first pitch, but it's foul. Mike Gallego, the third base coach over there for the A's, making that little guy's night. Big smile. C.J. Wilson doing a pretty good job with those first pitch strikes. He's fired 1 to 4 of 6 hitters. In there for a strike. And he's ahead of LaRoche 1 and 2. Andy was good against the Rangers last week as well. He had a 6 for 11 weekend against Texas and 3 multi-hit games. Hasn't been as good since then. 2 for his last 18. And he stands in with a full count against C.J. Wilson. Walked him.
That's unusual for CJ. He got ahead in the count, and he just couldn't make the pitch he wanted to make. Pitches 4, 5, and 6 down and out of the strike zone.
First walk of the game for CJ. And now it's Mark Ellis. Another first pitch strike, and it's 0-1. Ellis hitting 195 for the year. That's 5th low in the American League. Gets that one foul and out of play into the crowd. And another happy fan with a souvenir to take home. Didn't even drop the phone.
He didn't catch that while he was on the phone.
I think he did. There's just no chance he could have dialed it that quickly. He must have been on the phone while he caught it.
Oh, by the way, hang on just a second. I got to catch this line shot.
Yeah. Okay, he didn't catch it.
No, he didn't catch that.
Yeah.
He benefited from someone else. Probably bounced off their hands.
Yeah. He was in the fray, though. Good job by our Phil Crow from up in the crow's nest to get a shot of that. Ball and 2 strikes now to Mark Ellis. Runner on first is LaRoche, having walked. And this one's grounded softly to second. Back to Elvis for one. That's all they'll get.
Get the lead runner, slowly hit ball. Ball away from him, just reached out and tapped it on the ground towards second. Not going to get a double play on that, but they did get the lead runner.
And it brings up Landon Powell. Landon has not been good on the road this year. Hitting just a .182 away from Oakland. Big 6'3", 265-pound catcher. And he hits it towards Elvis. Over to Michael Young for the out. And that's it for the A's. A walk and nothing more. It's no score after the middle of the second.
It's Chris Davis, after starting the season tearing it up in AAA, seems to be finding his big league groove. He has appeared in 6 of the last 10 Ranger games and says with the increased playing time, his results are increasing as well.
I feel comfortable at the plate right now. I feel comfortable hitting with 2 strikes, which is something that I've struggled with in the past. But, yeah, I mean, overall my at-bats have been really good. You know, I've seen a lot of pitches, and I felt like I've had really quality at-bats, so I couldn't be happier with the way things are going for me right now.
Chris Davis with tonight's Geico quote of the game. He's brought his average up to 250 and looking to better that tonight, guys.
All right, Emily, thank you very much. And, yeah, CD in there at third base tonight. A couple of hitters away from his first opportunity against Cahill. Right now it's Yorvit Torrealba. In there for a strike, and it's no balls and 2 strikes to the Rangers catcher. And that's grounded to first base. Derek Barton takes it himself.
God, the Rangers have a great fan, and her name is Frances Schumann. She's 78 years old. She used to be a member of the Texas Rangers Women's Club when she lived in the DFW area. She's resettled in the LaGrange, Texas area. Still a huge Ranger fan. Michael Young is her favorite player, and she got to go to a World Series game last year. Francis, I'm sure you're watching the game tonight, and all of us say hi. Thanks for being such a great fan, and hope Michael Young has a big game for you tonight.
Great to have you along, Francis, as Mitch Morland takes a strike from Cahill. Mitch had 3 hits on Saturday against the Yankees in that lone victory against the Bronx Bombers. And he hits that one hard but foul.
Also want to thank some of the kids from the Lena Pope home. They made our cookies today.
Man,
actually our
good.
Rice Krispie treat.
Yep.
Made with Eagle Pride by the Chapel Hill Academy Eagles. There they are. There's the cookies. And there's the kids that made them. Mikey, Javon, Rianne, Davion, and Melissa. Thank you, guys. And I will say this for your Rice Krispie treats. They were here at about 4 o'clock and gone by about 5:30. They were gone before everyone even got here.
Yeah, they didn't get close to making it to the start of the game.
So thanks for thinking about us.
Very well done. They do great work over there at the Lena Pope home, and that's a strikeout of Mitch Morland. Second out of the inning. And here comes Chris Davis.
Cahill's got a lot of different pitches he can get you with. That was a curveball. He also throws a changeup, slider, and his bread and butter is a sinker. Got plenty of velocity, although his style of pitching doesn't need the 96-mile-an-hour fastball, but his 88 to 93 right around in there is plenty of velocity when you consider the movement that he's got. He's also only 23 years old. He's already starting his 3rd complete season. And so for a kid so young, he's got a pretty good idea what he's doing out there, too. He's not just a young kid trying to figure it all out. He's a young kid who already has figured it all out.
He had committed to Dartmouth before signing with the A's. And that may give you just a sense of
maybe that's why he's
how
got to
smart
figure
he
it out
is.
then.
Yeah. He's a bright kid, and he gets Davis on 3 pitches. That's back-to-back strikeouts and a 1-2-3 inning. No score after 2. CJ coming back out. On car insurance and by AT&T. Top of the 3rd, bottom of the order. Cliff Pennington against C.J. Wilson. And there's another strike. Pennington just 190 in his last 13 games. This is not a powerful or good hitting Oakland team. In fact, their .237 team average is 4th lowest in the American League. Wow.
Not getting the low strike.
Got that one with a swing. Evens things up at 2-2. And Pennington fouls that one off. Pennington, the former Aggie, who still calls Texas home. Born in Corpus Christi, now lives in Missouri City, Texas in the offseason. And he grounds it to Michael Young at first. Easy play there. And it's the first out of the third inning.
Not much in the way of hard hit balls one time through the lineup for the A's. They do have a base hit by Barton.
Yep. And here comes Crisp for the second time. See, he's got those braids back in his hair. We saw him in Oakland. One of the games last series, he had undone it and had the afro working.
Funny how the hair, your face looks different with a different hairstyle. It looks a lot different.
He does.
Facially without the huge head of hair. A change up by CJ.
Yeah, I think it does make his face look thinner. So if I was him, I'd probably be inclined to go with the braids as well. 1-1. In there for a strike.
That's
three call.
That's pretty nice pitching there. Bends in a beautiful curveball for strike one. Change up for strike two. And then he zips a fastball right at the knees. Inside corner for strike three. That's frustrating at bat for Coco Crisp because of the nice pitching done by CJ.
And it brings up Barton. Got the only hit for the A's. First pitch strike to him. It's 9 of 11 of those. That one's outside. Makes it 2 balls and a strike.
Barton this year has been a .297 hitter against left-handed pitching. He's only hit .163 against right-handed pitching. And he'll also take a walk.
And he's ahead 3-1 here.
Yeah, it's a low part of the strike zone. It's not just Jerry Davis. That's frequently not called a strike by Major League umpires. It looks, to the eye, it does look a little bit low because you focus on where the catcher catches it. But the ball is going down when the catcher catches it. And where it goes by the plate frequently, according to our Fox tracks, will show it's a strike.
That one's outside, and it's a walk. Second of the game issued by CJ. And the Junior Rangers Club, presented by Dr. Pepper, is better than ever in 2011 for only $15. Kids 13 and under get a cap, a drawstring bag, 8 ticket vouchers, and front-of-the-line access to run the bases after Sunday afternoon games. Get details at TexasRangers.com. Connor Jackson now. CJ misses with the first pitch to him. Connor's got 4 multi-hit games in his last 8. And during that time, he's hitting .344. Barton at first. He was stranded there in the first inning. And that one's deemed low for a ball. 2-0. CJ's been good at night so far this season, and not too many opportunities. 2-1 in 3 night starts. There's a strike. Fouls that one off. And it sounds like he broke his bat as he did it. Yeah, he did. Get a new piece of wood.
A little frustrated with the contact on that pitch. Back of his mind, he knows CJ got him with a changeup the first time up. Now you got a 2-2 count. The hitter's up there thinking, fastball, changeup. So I'm throwing a nice curveball to Coco Crisp. What's it going to be to me? A little guessing game between the hitter and the pitcher.
And now a little game of catch between Michael Young and C.J. Wilson. Make sure they keep Derek Barton honest. Popped him up. Will it stay in play? No. Just out of play. About 3 or 4 rows deep, straight behind the plate. And Jackson will step back in with a 2-2 count against C.J. Wilson. A's were in Kansas City for the weekend, where they took 2 of 3 from the Royals. And that one's low. So says Jerry Davis. See what Fox Track says.
Fox Track said it was a strike. Tell that before we even show it. He's probably thrown 7 or 8 pitches there.
Yeah.
He hasn't gotten the call on the low strike.
Runner was going, but the pitch is pulled foul down the line. And CJ's count getting up in the inning. 24 pitches in the inning so far.
Yeah, he had 2 quick outs, but Barton and Jackson have probably worked him for 12 or 13 pitches.
And there's another walk.
And he let Barton get away from him. They're going right after him with 2 outs and nobody on. Got a little careless, I think, with Barton. Had to pitch a little more carefully to Jackson. Now all of a sudden you're another long at bat here, and you're at 60 pitches for 3 innings.
It's the cleanup man, Josh Willingham, coming to the plate. And he fouls the first one off. He's got 37 strikeouts on the year. That's 3rd in the American League. Couple of runners on, both via the walk. Jackson and Barton. And the 0-1. Misses for a ball. Rangers are
not going to get that pitch.
No. Rangers are 6-7 against the American League West so far this year. And they've got back-to-back series here with the A's and the Angels against the West. This one's in the air and gone. 3-run homer for Josh Willingham. And the A's take a 3-0 lead in the 3rd.
Trying to keep the ball down, not getting the low strike. Walked a couple of hitters, got behind Willingham, came in with a strike, and he hit it way out of the ballpark. Willingham had 6 hits against the Rangers, 4 of them are home runs. That one's right down the middle of the plate.
So with 2 out, it'll bring up Suzuki. That's CJ's 30th pitch of the inning right there. There's a strike to Suzuki. He flew out to lead off the 2nd inning. And since returning from paternity leave, Suzuki's hitting .250. He returned for that series against the Rangers that started a week ago Friday in Oakland. He had become the first A's player to utilize the same leave that Colby Lewis had used earlier in the year. And this one's in the air towards center, right center. Julio Bourbon drifts over to make the play. And that'll do it, but the A's get 3 on the 3-run bomb, and it's 3-0. Angels at 2:05. The first 10,000 kids 13 and under will receive the red Neffy Feliz jersey, compliments of Dr. Pepper and Walgreens. Call 972-RANGERS or visit TexasRangers.com and bring the whole family. Julio Bourbon now as we start the bottom of the 3rd inning with the bottom of the Rangers order. At 282, Julio has the 3rd highest batting average among 9 hitters in the American League. And this one's chopped in front of the mound. Cahill off to get it and can't make the play. Overthrows. Now Julio's got to dive back, and he's safe.
That was close. Julio saw the ball go by first, thought he could get to second, realized it's very difficult the way the ball caroms off the wall. And once you make the turn, you just can't stop and go back to first. You've committed to second. You're a base runner. He has to hustle, dive, and just barely beat Barton's throw back to first base. An infield hit, it looks like, for Julio.
Gave him a hit. That's what speed will do for you, and quickness got him back into first base as that ball did carry him.
Make that same throw in Oakland, he'd be on third base.
Yeah. Huge out or foul ground in Oakland. Here the foul ground's not as big, and that wall allowed it to play right back to Barton. Brings up Ian, though, who had a single his first time up. Cahill misses with that one. 2 balls and a strike to Ian Kinsler, who's got 16 extra base hits on the year. And now there goes Bourbon. It's hit right to the third baseman. LaRoche over to first base, and they double him up.
It's when you're not winning ball games, things like that happen. First inning, the Rangers get a couple of men on. David Murphy hit a line shot right at the left fielder. You got the first man on. He's running on the play. You hit a shot that's a little higher. It's down in the corner for a double and an RBI. Instead, it's right at the third baseman for a double play.
Brings up Elvis. As Wash would say, sometimes that's the way baseball go. That one's outside as Elvis shows bunt. And it's 2 balls and no strikes.
And for Ian, who took an enormous amount of extra batting practice today, so far the results are very good. A line shot single and a line shot out.
Hard work does pay off. Ian Kinsler leaving no stone unturned to try and break out of his mini slump, which he appears to be doing. Tap toward third. Barehanded by LaRoche, and Elvis is safe.
That ball went right in the dugout. He will be able to go to second base. Be another infield hit and an error.
Players are going to watch it up on the new beautiful big screen.
I don't think he ever had a grip on that ball. Ball slipped right off his fingers. Didn't have time to maneuver the ball around in his hand to get a better grip. He had to pick it and throw it any way he could.
So it is ruled an infield single, and the E5 to get Elvis to second base. And it brings up Michael Young with a runner in scoring position again. Elvis was there in the first inning with 1 out. Michael grounds that one foul. Third inning finds him there with a couple down. '26 RBI on the year for Michael Young. That's 3rd in the American League. And the check of Elvis. There's nobody back to cover, but Cahill chases him back. Rangers had 5 steals in yesterday's game. That was a season high. And they're 33 on the year, is the 5th most in the majors. There's Michaels, 26 runs batted in. Adrian Beltre with a day off today, his first full day off of the season. And now time is called. Ball gets away from Powell, and down to third base goes Elvis again.
There's one of those wild pitches we're talking about. Breaking ball way down and away.
And make it 7 wild pitches on the year for Cahill.
The thing about wild pitches, that's a wild pitch if you're on first or second. That's not a wild pitch if you're on third, because you can't score on that play. It's got to go farther away from the catcher than that.
And that one's way outside. So the count runs full to Michael Young, the American League's 5th best batter as far as average, .341. And it takes a hop. They get him at first.
Nice play by Pennington. Played back for the hop and had the arm to get it over there.
So that will do it for the Rangers. Once again, Elvis stuck at third, and it's 3-0 Oakland.
John, Rob Watwick here with the Texas Rangers, here to talk about Thirsty Tuesdays. Rob, what's this all about?
Well, Thirsty Tuesday is sort of an extension of what we started last year in August after the ownership change, where we rolled back prices on some ballpark staples like soda, water, beer, hot dogs. And on Tuesday nights this year, those prices are rolled back a little bit further. So on Tuesday nights, a 16-ounce draft beer at a concession stand will cost $4. 24-ounce soda will cost $3, and a 16.9-ounce water $2. So $4.32 on Thirsty Tuesdays.
All right, there we go. And that gets underway tomorrow. A little slider there. Looks like he's thirsty right now, drinking that Ozarka. Great play by Chris Davis at third. We missed. John, back to you.
Yeah, Noxie, thank you very much. It was a great one pitch out. And a liner right to Chris Davis. And now it's Mark Ellis. 14 pitches in the first and second for C.J. Wilson, and then 34 in the third. But so far, just 3 here in the fourth. Ellis reached on a fielder's choice in the second. And he hits this one in the air toward right. Mitch Morland goes back and makes the play. And there are 2 away. And here comes Landon Powell.
I think Powell is the only batter for the A's who swung at one of those borderline pitches down around the knees. To the A's credit, CJ's not getting that call on the borderline low strike, and they're not swinging at it either. The 3rd inning was a great example of that. CJ had to get the ball up to get a strike, and he didn't. Unfortunately, Willingham hit a home run. Powell grounded out the first time up on the first pitch he saw, which was one of those sinkers borderline down around the knees.
Hits this one in the air towards center field. Julio Bourbon trots in and makes the play, and that is a quick inning for C.J. Wilson. 7 pitches. Rangers need some runs. They trail 3-0. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning, and here's your AT&T trivia question on this night. What is the Rangers' record for the most strikeouts in a game by a left-handed pitcher? We'll have the answer to the AT&T trivia question for you in the next half inning. As Mike Napoli steps in, he represents the leadoff batter tonight. Designated hitter in Ron Washington's lineup takes a first pitch strike from Cahill. Drew a walk in the 1st inning as he batted with Elvis Andrus at 3rd base. And he's ahead here, 2 balls and a strike. There you see Josh Hamilton on the Rangers bench. There's a strike in there to Napoli. Josh, who was actually out the last 2 days with his normally weighted bat, taking swings at balls off the tee and at soft tossed balls. Napoli turns on this one but pulls it foul. And Josh thinks that by Friday, we got some shots of him actually working on the tee. And he says he is pain-free as he was doing this activity. And there you see.
That's pain-free. That's a pretty good sign because those are pretty good swings he's taken.
Yeah, the swings look great, and he thinks by Friday he'll be able to take live batting practice. That's the good news. I don't want to say this is bad news, but that might make you think that Josh is ahead of schedule as Napoli goes down on strikes. As we check in with Emily Jones.
Well, guys, as you know, it is a 162-game regular season, and it's not a matter of if, but when you will become frustrated over the course of a Major League season. David Murphy says it's not just about dealing with frustration, or it is actually just about how you deal with the frustration.
Frustration's going to happen. I think you just need to, you know, if you're going to blow up, just blow up and just get over it. You know, we play 162 games, and there's going to be plenty of opportunity to go out and redeem ourselves and just go reverse our own luck.
And speaking of blowing up, I kind of did there in the intro to that soundbite, but nonetheless, it happens, right, guys? That's the way baseball goes.
Happens every night to us.
Yeah, believe us. You are preaching to the choir there, Emily. Thank you very much. David Murphy, just a little bit more frustration, grounding out to Derek Barton over at first base. And to finish the thought on Josh, the thought might be that he's ahead of schedule by seeing that he's swinging so well and that he may be in the cage for BP on Friday. But he says it's still 6 weeks at the soonest. They said 6 to 8 weeks, and he says at 5.5 weeks he'll have a bone density scan, and that will determine if he can come back at 6 or if it'll be longer.
Yeah, it's one thing to take some swings. That's great. But to play, and to play the way Josh plays, you've got to be able to dive. You've got to be able to slide. Now, I'm sure the Rangers would like to see him do a little less diving, but still, there's going to be times where your instincts take over, and you have to dive, for instance, to get back to a base. You have to slide to catch a ball in the outfield, slide to steal a base. All those things come into play, and you can't do that till you know that that bone is 100% healed. But it'll be nice to know that when that bone is 100% healed, the rest of Josh's body will be in perfect baseball shape. He'll be ready to go.
And I love the way Dr. Keith Meister has approached it with Josh thus far. It's basically been, does it hurt? No. Then go ahead and do it. You know, basically just push it as far as you can push it without any pain. Another one chopped at first base. Barton bobbles but gets it back and makes the play. It's a 1-2-3 inning. Rangers trail the A's by 3. Rangers record for the most strikeouts in a game by a left-handed pitcher. It's shared by 2. Jamie Moyer and Cliff Lee, each of whom struck out 13 batters in a game. Obviously, Cliff did it just last year. And we welcome Steve Busby to the booth. Buzz, thanks
Gentlemen,
for stopping by.
Thank you for having me. You left the door unlocked this time.
Yeah. We forgot about that.
Yeah, I know.
I bet you've struck out 13 at some point in your career. Do you remember?
Yeah, I did, as a matter of fact.
How many did you strike?
Took me a year and a half to do it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
How many did you strike out in your no-hitters?
Oh, shoot. Not many.
Not
no.
double digits?
Oh, no.
No?
Like 4.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
CJ had 12 in his last start to just knock on the door of that record 13. And he's had 12 strikeouts in a game twice in his career. Just a couple of them so far tonight, though.
Buzz, I'd be interested in your assessment of the third inning for CJ.
You see there as that one gets away?
Well,
Chris Davis.
You know, I thought it was a lapse of focus. You get a shot at Chris Davis just getting under it a little bit. Ball sailing on him some.
Got the first 2 outs.
Yeah.
And then then he walked Barton. He looked like he was ahead in the count and walked him. What did
I thought he got too cute with him. I thought he tried to do too much. You know, Barton had got the base hit in the first inning, and it's hard to say. It's hard to tell what's going through his mind. But I know the second walk after Barton, he will regret for a long time. I mean, that's, you know, that really set up the home run by Willingham, and it's, you know, you look back at an inning like that and say, you know what, it completely got away from me.
Yeah. And
I had a chance just to shut him down, and I didn't do it.
It has to be frustrating for CJ because he is throwing the ball well. He got 2 quick outs. He struck out Crisp with 3 different nice pitches, and then bang, 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 and it's 3-0.
Yep.
It had to be frustrating. Three batters for him.
Pennington is officially on via the error on Chris Davis. It was an E5, and then the fly out by Coco Crisp, and part of it might be a little bit of the frustration of not getting the lower strike that CJ hasn't been getting tonight from Jerry Davis. I mean, does that get in a pitcher's head a little bit, Buzz?
It could, John. I don't, you know, I didn't. There you go. That's exactly what you need right there.
That's what he needed. 4-6-3. Double play. That'll erase the error. And another 7-pitch inning for C.J. Wilson. Take a look at how this one ended. Kinsler to Andrus to Young. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th inning, and it's John Radigan up here with Tom Grieve and Steve Busby. As Mitch Morland gets set to stand in against Trevor Cahill. This Cahill's pretty good, Buzz.
Wow, I tell you, he is. And you look at the numbers, and they're outstanding. He might be a better pitcher than his numbers, as far as I'm concerned. I mean, he has not had a bad outing. The one outing that he had where he gave up 4 runs in 7 innings. There you go.
How about that, Mitch Morland? Into the upper deck. A home run for Mitch to lead things off here in the 5th.
Every other ball the Rangers hit hard was right at somebody. Took care of that. Hit it hard, but not at an A's fielder.
That's one of the few pitches Cahill's gotten up and out over the plate tonight. And when he's gotten the ball up, it's been unhittable. I mean, it's been out of the strike zone.
And now it's Chris Davis. Rangers back to within a couple. It's 3-1. As this one finds that upper deck, front row.
Chris is upset he didn't swing at that pitch. He got a pretty good pitch to hit right there. Cahill, just for a young kid, Buzz, he's only 23.
Yeah.
It's not only the stuff. It looks like he knows what he's doing out there, too.
He's got a great idea of how to pitch. And by that, I mean, he changes speeds almost effortlessly. It's a little bit on, a little bit off. Got a pretty good breaking ball, but doesn't throw it all that much compared to some other contemporaries of his age-wise. He just has a real good feel for what he's doing on the mound. And it's impressive.
Now the 1-2 to Chris Davis. Evens it up at 2-2 as he's outside with it. And that one's grounded in the hole into right field. Back-to-back base hits by the Rangers. A homer and a single. And that home run by Morland was just the second in the last 80 1/3 innings given up by A's pitching.
Well, it's good to see Chris Davis have an opportunity now and really start to come through. He's really swinging the bat well.
And in the little interview we had with him, he's feeling that way too, feeling confident.
Bourbon grounds it foul as Davis was on the run.
And almost another 1st and 3rd opportunity. That ball's about a foot foul. Kinsler lined out with Bourbon running in the 3rd inning. And a line shot right at the 3rd baseman with nobody out. Turned into a double play. Ron Washington trying to make things happen.
I can't remember seeing the hit and run with Julio all that often, but I think it's a great idea the way he's swinging the bat.
And he hits this one in the air, but foul. Just out of play.
Took a little bit off that one, but change up, had him a little bit out in front of it. Had a good swing at it, though.
Infield single for Julio the first time up. He was erased on that hard line drive double play. Hit by Ian Kinsler right at the 3rd baseman LaRoche. Goes the other way with this one. It's sliced into left field. And there to make the play is Willingham. It'll bring up Kinsler again, though. He's hit the ball hard twice. A solid single in the 1st inning, and that liner that we talked about right in the glove of Andy LaRoche back in the 3rd inning. Now hit safely in 6 straight games against the A's, Ian has. And they're making Cahill work here. 2 balls and no strikes. That's his 74th pitch of the night.
That's a good point, John, and it's a very important point in this situation in the game. Look at the pitch total. You get a guy that's used to pitching in the cooler weather in Oakland. Make him work when it's kind of warm and humid down here.
Now Davis on the run. Ball is grounded to short, and they get Ian. And they go give Cahill a bit of a breather out there. As Elvis comes to the plate. He's been on base twice, reaching on a fielder's choice in a single. Rangers have broken through on Cahill here with a home run to lead things off by Mitch Morland. 3-1 with a runner in scoring position. And Elvis shows bunt.
I'm not sure what Elvis was doing other than decided to take a pitch, because he's been one of the better Rangers with men in scoring position. I want to see him swing and drive that run in.
.345 with runners in scoring position for Elvis. And it's a rare 3-0 count from Cahill. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th inning. There's a strike. That's Chris Davis down there on second base. Michael Young's on deck. Elvis with a hitter's count. And that's strike 2 called.
Borderline pitch. Could have been a strike. Big thing is you still got a big one left here. Got to throw you another one.
And that one's grounded to shortstop. Pennington has it, and that will do it. But the Rangers do break through on Cahill with Mitch Morland's leadoff home run. Don't forget Buzz on Rangers Live. For the A's, 5-1 for your Texas Rangers as Connor Jackson steps in now against C.J. Wilson. Back-to-back 7-pitch innings for CJ. He went 14, 14, 34, and then back-to-back 7-pitch innings. He's only thrown 2 balls in those 2 innings, although he's out to a 2-0 count here. There's a strike to Jackson. And let's show it to you graphically. There they are. 79 total.
Yeah, that one inning, the 3rd inning, just stands out like a sore thumb. Got 2 quick outs. Everything was going along great. And then Barton, Jackson, and Willingham, they probably saw about 20 pitches, 15 or 20 pitches, 2 walks and a home run. That's pretty much all the A's have done. Those 3 batters just got away from CJ for those 3 hitters.
This is the last time that Jackson batted, and he drew that walk. Grounded to Elvis. Quick bobble, but he gets it over to Michael Young for the out. And we check in with Jim Knox.
All right, John, actually with the elementary school here from Monroe, Louisiana, field trip. This is class president. Graham, what's this all about?
Oh, well, we could have gone to Disney World, Disneyland, but we decided to come see the Rangers play some baseball.
There we go. All right. We got any class clowns in the bunch? Any class clowns? There we go. All right, good to have you out here. Way to go, Graham. Nice job.
Thank you, Knoxie. Love to see young people picking baseball over an amusement park. Great is that.
Of course, they might be able to sneak over to Six Flags, right?
Yeah. Good point. Strike to Willingham. Had that 3-run homer his last time up. That was in the 3rd and gave the A's a 3-0 lead. Take a look back at it in the 3rd inning. And it found the seats and was immediately sent back out onto the field. And now CJ's ahead of him, a ball and 2 strikes. This one's in the air, but not deep to center. Julio makes the play. And it's the 2nd out of the inning.
Since the home run that Willingham hit, there's only been 1 base runner. That was Pennington, who got on an error and was quickly erased on a double play.
It'll bring up Suzuki. Kurt's the designated hitter in Bob Guerin's lineup today. And that's a strike. Strike 2. Kurt's gone 15 games and now 67 plate appearances without striking out. It's the longest streak of his career. See if CJ can get him on strikes here. He's ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. I know you see that strikeout rate per plate appearance. Ooh. Almost did get him there.
You could tell right at the end, your feet had to reach slightly out to catch that. It was just a little bit outside.
Popped up. Your feet can't quite get it. That one's just inside the screen.
That ball was about 2 inches away from his glove. Unfortunately, the screen was in the way.
Yeah. Big smile from Yorvi. Could have caught it if it weren't for the screen. And so we'll do the 1-2 pitch to Kurt Suzuki again. Hits this one toward right field. Mitch Morland catches the liner. And the Rangers are looking for some runs in the Sonic Slam inning. We're in the middle of the 6th in Arlington. By Sonic, tonight's jackpot worth $1,700 and dinner for two at a Sonic Drive-In. Tonight the Rangers are hitting for Barbara Marshall from Gainesville, and if a Ranger hits a grand slam during the inning, Barbara Marshall from Gainesville wins $25,000. You can register at any North Texas Sonic location. See the first guy with a chance to do it for Barbara, Michael Young. Here's the Ford leaderboard for tonight. And against Oakland, the career active hits leaders against Oakland. Michael Young at 229. Looking for number 230. He's 6th all time among all players on that list, but you saw among active players where he stands. Then it's 1-1 to him. Owens grounded slowly to short. Pennington makes the play.
Pennington has a nice, strong, accurate arm from shortstop. Makes all the plays. He's got good range. He's quick. How quickly he gets rid of that and still has something on it, too.
And now it's Napoli. Walk and a strikeout for him so far. We get news out of Round Rock today that Tommy Hunter actually had a pretty good outing pitching through 6 innings, but on his very last pitch for Round Rock, he felt a tweak in his groin, and he's going to have an MRI tomorrow. He's got some localized soreness in the groin.
Yeah, that's a bad break. Bad break for Tommy because of how hard he's trying to work to get back, kind of like last year. What a shot in the arm he was last year when he came back and won 13 games. Nice to have that added depth.
Hopefully the MRI will be negative or will provide some details that show Tommy be able to get back sooner rather than later. Scott Feldman, meantime, had 4 and a third innings of 7 hit ball in extended spring today. And Feldman could be getting a rehab assignment by the end of the week. Here's the payoff pitch to Napoli. Got him on strikes.
Well, you don't know where the ball's going to go, how much it's going to move. Changes speeds, throws breaking balls away, and then he runs that sinker in on Mike's fists, and it broke just like a left-handed slider would. That's how much movement we can get on that pitch.
Strike one to David Murphy. Line out and a ground out for David against Cahill so far. Three to 1 was the final score the last time Cahill pitched against C.J. Wilson a week ago Friday. Got him on strikes. David loses the bat. Back-to-back strikeouts to end the 6th inning. And it's still 3-1. Oakland in front. Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. By Steel. For dependable trimmers and lightweight blowers, visit steeldealers.com. And by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout days. And we start the 7th inning now. Pretty good Monday night crowd here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Andy LaRoche steps in against C.J. Wilson. Andy went to Grayson County Community College and was headed to Rice University before he signed a pro contract with the Dodgers. He takes a strike. 123 runs scored on the season by the A's is the second fewest in the American League, but you got ahead here, and there's LaRoche taking a walk.
Again, an A's hitter laying off that low strike. LaRoche walked back in the second inning as well. 4 walks for CJ. Again, that's probably 8 or 10 pitches right there that aren't in the strike zone of Jerry Davis. Borderline pitches.
This one's in the air. Shallow left. Murphy coming on hard and makes the play. And you give Davis credit. He's been pretty consistent with it on both sides. Here comes Powell. Yorvit out to have a quick word with C.J. Wilson. And there's a strike one to Powell. C.J. Wilson's nearly to 100. He's at 98 pitches now, 60 of them for strikes. And that'll even it up at 1-1. Can you imagine what the pitch total would look like if not for that 34 pitch third? This one's popped up. Right center field. Julio Bourbon has it. 2 away. Rangers captain out there doing his job, embarrassing that little girl. A real Kodak moment. And she's enjoying every minute of it. Yeah, captain looks like he's having a pretty good time too. He usually does. Strike one to Pennington.
It's such a strange game for CJ. He's only given up 2 hits. Yet that 3 batter stretch in the 3rd inning with 2 outs and nobody on, 2 walks and a home run. That's been it.
Another pop up. Ian's going back for it, calls it, and makes the play. Rangers need a couple here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here comes Torrealba, Morland, and Davis. Bottom of the 7th inning on tap. And this Saturday, the Rangers concert series continues with Toby Mac performing on the North Lawn at 1 p.m. Presented by I Am Second. Then the Rangers face the Angels at 3:10 for tickets to a Saturday of family fun at Rangers Ballpark. Call 972-RANGERS or go to TexasRangers.com. There's Torey Alba. First pitch from Cahill misses high. Five strikeouts on the night for Cahill. He's gotten the last 2 on strikes. And that one's in there to your beat. Rangers have also managed 5 hits off of him, which is more than you see the breakdown of his 99 pitches at this point. All 3 of Yorvit's home runs this season have come here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. And he swings and misses at that one.
3 straight strikeouts.
Yep.
Well, his ball just moves all over the place. He can make it curve, make it sink, make it tail in. He can throw you a changeup that drops. It's so hard to get the good part of the bat on the ball. That's why it's so frustrating when you do hit a ball hard, like the one that Kinsler hit to third with Bourbon running, with one Murphy hit to left with 2 men on. You don't get that many opportunities, and when you really sting one like that, disappointing when it doesn't fall in. Because for the most part, very difficult to get the good part of the bat on the ball against him.
He's up over 100 pitches, and the last time he faced Mitch Morland, Mitch took him deep. In part because of that pitch count, no doubt. Breslow working in the bullpen, as you saw. And here's the home run by Mitch Morland. Found the front row of the upper deck. That one misses to make it 2-1. Big wave and a miss, and we're all even. Mitch hitting just over 300 with 4 home runs and 10 batted in here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington this year. And he got him on strikes. That's 4 straight strikeouts by Cahill.
Cahill's strikeout rate is up significantly from last year. I think that's something you probably would expect. He was only 22 years old last year. Getting better and better. You go back to May 1st of last year, no one's won more games in the American League than he has.
And an easy out for Martin there. And an easy inning for Cahill in the 7th. We're going to the 8th.
Rangers trail Oakland 3-1, and Jonathan, first off, got the Brett Favre look-alike in the stands today. Hey, look at that. Brett, good to have you out here. Time for the progressive fan of the game. It has to be Lauren, all decked out. What's this get-up all about, Lauren?
I've been a Rangers fan since I was her size. I'm going to wear this on my wedding day.
Very nice. All right, she's got Ranger fever. Here's the bag. Here's the hat. Here's the shirt. Enjoy the rest of the game. Let's get the Rangers going here. All right. Very nice.
Yeah, Noxie, I think that's actually not a shirt, but her wedding gown, if she's going to dress like that for her wedding day. Now she's got the dress. Rangers gear. CJ against the top of the order here in the 8th inning.
Yeah, and CJ's done exactly what Ron Washington needed him to do today, and that's pitch deep into the ball game. 104 pitches. He's in the 8th inning.
Got crisp there. So Coco takes his base. And there you see Ryan Tucker warming in the Rangers bullpen. After Alexi Ogando was unable to make his start yesterday, it was a game that required basically all of the bullpen. And the hope now is for Alexi's blister to be healed by his next start on Friday. He's gotten a acrylic nail placed over the right index finger. He's taken advice from Nolan Ryan, including pickle juice to toughen the skin. And hopefully the extra time off will be enough, as Alexi's had to leave 3 or 4 of his starts already because of the problems from that blister. It was too bad yesterday, too, because the Rangers got a 4-0 lead on CC Sabathia. But the Yankees were able to come back and win that game with an explosion in the 8th. Crisp is running. Torrealba is throwing. Safe at second base.
It's a good throw by Torrealba. CJ's very slow to the plate, and that's one of the reasons why base runners are 9 for 9 against him this year. Among actually one of the easier pitchers to run on, even though he's a left-hand pitcher. His pickoff move can hold a runner fairly well, but if they pick the time where he's taken the deliberate route to the plate, then they get a pretty good opportunity and a pretty good jump.
Number 9 on the year for Coco. 5th in the American League in that category. And it's a 3-0 count to Barton. And he walked him. Fifth walk of the game for CJ.
That's going to be it for CJ. 108, 109 pitches. He had 117 2 starts ago, 125 in his last start. And even though he might have gotten a little tired here in the 8th inning, solid start. Pitched deep into the ball game, needed to do that. Only giving up a couple of hits, even though he has walked 5.
It'll be Ryan Tucker's game when we come back. Pitching break at the ball. Is proud to support youth baseball leagues in your local community. If you would like to learn more about Chevy youth baseball programs, go to youthsportswired.com. There's some youth still here hanging out. School days are winding down. My daughter was quick to point out today she's got 2 more Mondays after this.
2 more Mondays.
2 more Mondays. That's how you count down on those last days of school. Just 2 more Mondays, and then she's out for the summer. Ryan Tucker in for C.J. Wilson now. 5th appearance of the year for Ryan. A couple of innings pitched yesterday. And he faces Connor Jackson. It was one of those 3 that got to CJ in the 3rd. Barton walked, Jackson walked, and then Willingham homered. And that was really all the damage the A's have been able to do against CJ. Still only managed 2 hits against him when he left. Pulled foul by Jackson. Oh, and there's some of Noxie's friends out there. Yeah. Kids that went to the game instead of Disneyland, and one of them gets a souvenir. Yeah.
He's on the big screen, too.
Good job, guys. Thanks for coming to the game. Class president, an audience with Jim Knox, and a souvenir baseball. Doesn't get a lot better than that. High from Tucker to make it 2 balls and a strike. And that one misses low, as we've seen Jerry Davis call many times tonight. Yeah. Some nights that would be a strike. A lot of them.
Yeah, that's not one that's just touching it.
Yeah.
That's one that's most of the ball is in it.
That's a strike. And it's a full count.
Took a little off his fastball that time. 3-1 count. Hitter's looking for a fastball all the way. Able to drop a change up on the outside corner.
And a walk. Bases are loaded now with Oakland A's in the 8th. Ron Washington and Jackie Moore, the bench coach over there. Deep breaths as the cleanup man comes to the plate. Josh Willingham.
Hey, 6 home runs so far. 4 of them have come against the Rangers.
Yeah, a .313 average against Texas with those 4 home runs. And that one's into left field. 1 run is home. Here comes another. And it's a 2-run single by Willingham. 5 RBI on the night for him.
First pitch swinging. Gets a fastball inside part of the plate, and he finds a hole. Bounce into one of the fielders, maybe having a chance for a double play. It rolls through. 2-run score, still 2 men on, nobody out. Hit by pitch, 2 walks and a single. Both of those are CJ's runs, so that's 5 runs on the night for CJ. He walked 5, 3 of the walks scored.
Yep, the walks really hurt him tonight. He only allowed 2 hits on the night, and that's just the 3rd.
The A's have 5 runs, and Willingham's driven in all 5 of them.
Yep. And now it's Suzuki. For Willingham, that's his 7th career 5 RBI game. He's up to 22 RBI on the season. And that one misses from Tucker, and it's 1-1. Check of the runners. Ryan gave up just 1 of the runs against the Yankees yesterday in his 2 innings of relief. And the 2-1 pitch is hit into left field for a base hit. Rounding to score is Connor Jackson. And in at second base is Kurt Suzuki.
He got the ball in on his fist pretty good. It's not a bad pitch. Tailed in. Suzuki got enough of the bat on the ball. Got jammed a little bit, but he got enough on it. And loops it down the left field line. Still nobody out. First batter other than Willingham to drive in a run.
And now comes LaRoche. Couple of walks for Andy so far in the game, and a line out to Chris Davis as Brett Tomko gets up and warms in the Rangers bullpen. A year ago today, the A's got a perfect game out of Dallas Braden. It was actually Mother's Day a year ago, but this date in 2010.
I saw where Dallas Braden was going to see another specialist to have his arm checked. And on the disabled list, trying to get healthy again.
Yeah, that may be good news for the Rangers. He's going to Florida and New York this week to consult specialists, and when he's not in the dugout, Gio Gonzalez typically has not pitched as well. There's a walk to LaRoche on 4 pitches. And once again, they're loaded.
The Wash is telling the infielders to go in and talk to the pitcher, trying to give Tomko a couple of extra pitches, trying to get him warmed up as quickly as he can. And Yorvit's going to do the same. Ron's looking out in the bullpen, waiting to get the signal from Andy Hawkins that Tomko's ready. Generally, the pitching coach or the bullpen coach will take his hat off and let the manager know that the pitcher's ready. I don't think Andy's done that yet out there. Tomko's warming up as fast as he can, though.
There goes the hat. Yep.
That'll let him know that he's ready anyway. See if Ron wants to give Ryan one more hitter, if he wants to get him now. So he's going to go get him now.
Yeah, he's going to get him now with the bases loaded. And Ryan having walked a couple. And it appears that Brett Tomko is ready. So Ron Washington will go to the right-hander, with the A's now leading the Rangers 6-1. And with the pitching change, will break. Out, and the bases are loaded. And if you're hitting the road, take the Rangers with you this season. Subscribe to MLB.tv today to see every Rangers game live or on demand on your computer and your favorite devices. Visit TexasRangers.com to order and get more details. MLB.tv, baseball everywhere. And here's Brett Tomko now in for the Rangers. As he tries to quiet this rally, the big 8th inning rally here by the Oakland A's after big 8th by the Yankees yesterday.
Rangers going to have to play the infield in here, try to cut that run off. Mark Ellis is the hitter. With the infield in, you're probably looking to get a ground ball right here, and hopefully it's hit right at somebody, because it doesn't take much to roll one through the infield.
Tomko starts him off with a strike in his 5th game.
Yeah, Brett's thrown the ball well, except he's given up 3 home runs, and that's cost him most of his runs. And you can't do it. You can't take away the home runs. That's been a significant part of his performance. But other than that, he's thrown the ball pretty well. Fastballs consistently 89 to 92. He's got slider and a curveball and changeup to go along with it.
In the air, left field, David Murphy racing over towards the wall, and he makes the play.
Well, David had to go a long way to catch that ball. That's where it helps being left-handed with your glove on your right hand when you're running to your right. A long, lazy fly ball right toward the line, and David goes all the way back and catches up with it right in front of Tom Vandergriff.
Yeah, we'll give the former mayor an assist to Murph there. Willingham was able to score from 3rd. The other 2 runners stay put. And it's the first out of the inning. Landon Powell turns around now. Ground out and a couple of flyouts so far for Landon. And that one misses away. Magic number seems to be 4 for the A's. They're 11-3 so far this year when they score 4 or more. And just 7-14 when they score fewer than 4 runs. They're at 7 now. Tomko hits this one to Elvis. Flip to Ian for one. Barehanded to Michael. That's the way to end that inning. Great double play. And the Rangers need some runs. Here's the Brown Hand Center. Great hands play of the game. There are some great hands in this one. Elvis doesn't need the bare hand. Ian doesn't need the glove. This is a really good 6-4-3 double play.
Got some style points for that double play. They didn't actually need to turn it that quickly. Powell running. And that's not the easiest way to do it for people that don't have those kind of hands. But the way they did it made it look like a routine play.
They did indeed. The new pitcher for the A's fires a strike. It's Jerry Blevins.
Blevins is a lefty who's been tougher on righties than he has lefties. Lefties are 5 for 16 against him. And he's walked 11 guys in 11 innings. Having a hard time finding the strike zone.
It'll do it for Cahill. Seven innings pitched. He struck out 7, walked 1. Allowed just the 1 run. Broken bat by Julio Borbon, and racing to the bag wisely is Barton.
Pieces of that bat flying all over the place.
And that'll be Ian again. Led off the game with a single. Hit a scorching liner to the third baseman LaRoche in the third, and then grounded out back in the 5th inning. Blevins gets him with a strike there. It evens things up at 1-1. And that one's inside. Grounded in the hole. Another base hit for Ian.
Good results after all the work put in extra batting practice today. A couple of hits, and probably the hardest hit ball that Ian's had today was the line shot that he hit right at the third baseman LaRoche. That was with Bourbon on and nobody out. Finds a hole on that ground ball.
Ian 10 for his last 27 against these A's now. And here comes Bob Guerin. He goes to get Blevins. And his night of work is over. So we've got a pitching change here at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Oakland the 8th, and we say hello to Emily Jones, who's moved over to the Rangers live set. Emily?
Well, guys, hopefully the change of scenery will do the Rangers some good. Looking for a comeback win here from the Rangers in the late innings. Regardless, Steve Busby and I will be here every step of the way to break this one down. We'll also get you ready for tomorrow's pitching matchup. Colby Lewis versus Brett Anderson should be a good one tomorrow as well. Also, Jim Knox, of course, will be on hand to bring you all the good stuff from the fans, gentlemen.
All right, Emily, thank you very much. Great work tonight, moving all around from your spot down there in the first base well. And now on the Rangers live set. New pitcher is Brad Ziegler. And there are the numbers on him.
Oh, pretty impressive numbers. 13 games, doesn't have an ERA yet.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Doesn't get a lot better.
Scoreless streaks are nothing new for Ziegler. He had a huge scoreless streak as a rookie.
Elvis has 2 hits and 7 at-bats against him. And the 2-1. Sliced foul and out of play.
Ziegler began his career with a 39-inning scoreless streak. Set all sorts of records with that scoreless streak. Modern record since 1900 to start a career.
You got Elvis to swing at that one. 71 miles an hour. And it'll bring up Michael. Two outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Ian Kinsler's on first base with his second single of the night. And Michael slices one into right field. That's a base hit. Kinsler rounds second. He's headed for third. And he stops there, and now he can go in. As the ball gets away, Michael's down to second. And the Rangers have their second run of the game.
Now, Michael was going to try for second. He put on the brakes and was going back to first base. But the throw in from right field went way right of second base and into left field.
Connor Jackson turns and throws quickly, and consequently, the Rangers get another run on the board. It's a single and then an error on the right fielder, E9. And now it's Mike Napoli. Walking a couple of strikeouts for Mike on the night. He's the designated hitter today. Two-one to Napoli inside. That'll make it 3-1. A good hitter's count for a good hitter. Big wave and a miss to run it full. It's 3-2. Michael Young down at second base in scoring position. And the payoff pitch is fouled off.
But somehow he got a piece of that right off the end of the bat. Looked like it was quite a ways outside. Hit it right off the end of the bat, and it was quite a bit outside.
And so we'll do the 3-2 again. Mike steps out and then back in. Chop toward third. Big hop to LaRoche, who makes the play. And that will do it for the Rangers in the 8th, but they get a run and trim the lead to 7-2. 5-2 lead, and most of the damage done by Josh Willingham. He had a 3-run homer in the 3rd inning after a couple of walks were issued by CJ. He took it to the seats in left field, and then Willingham makes it 5 RBI when he gets the seeing eye single in the 8th inning and scores 2 more. And now it's Tomko to start the 9th inning against Cliff Pennington. Who's 0 for 3 on the night? Called back to make it 1-1. And that one misses. Cliff Pennington is ahead of Brett Tomko, 2-1. Make it 3-1. Crisp and Barton will follow. Pennington pulls that one foul up into the club level. 24,375 on hand. A pretty good Monday night crowd. Not sure you expect a foul ball up there.
I don't know when he picked that ball up, but it snuck up on him pretty quick.
Oh, he says, I almost had it. Yeah, still disappointed. Look, yeah, oh, darn it, he says.
Should have brought your glove.
Yeah.
Brought your glove. You had a souvenir.
Yeah. Especially when you're sitting in the front like that. Well, he's not going to sleep tonight, is he? He can't take it.
That's a part in the stands. You don't expect one to come, but all of a sudden, here it is.
6, 4, 3. Double play, and the walk is erased.
Second 6-4-3 double play for Brett Tomko. Crisp started that 8th inning off when CJ hit him with a pitch.
Yep.
He and Elvis, too many combinations better in the American League, turning a double play than those two guys.
Michael was talking about his time at second base in the Yankees series and how much tougher it is to be on the turning side of that double play. Couple of quick strikes now to Barton, who's been a tough out with a single and 2 walks, but he too also hit into a double play. Yeah, now he's calling all his friends to tell him, you can't believe how close I came to getting a foul ball.
They're going, oh yeah, we can believe it. We were watching.
Yeah. The only thing we can't believe is you missed it.
I hope they're telling him he's on TV right now. Killing him.
It is. I'm telling you, he's not going to sleep tonight. Grounded towards Ian at second. He's up with it. Over to Michael. And that'll do it for the A's. Oh, those missed opportunities for the Rangers. to you by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards. Unlimited reward seats and no blackout dates. By the Progressive Insurance Group. For a money-saving car insurance quote, call 1-800-PROGRESSIVE today. And by your Texas Ford dealers. Check out the Ford F-150 and drive one. Ford is the best in Texas. And so it's the bottom of the 9th inning. And the fans are still hanging out, 24,374 strong, including that little cutie and her pink puppy. Getting a little bit sleepy. But she doesn't want to miss a Rangers rally against Craig Breslow here. Lefty starts off against David Murphy. Murph 0 for 3 tonight. He had that line out in the first inning. That was right at the left fielder Willingham, and then a strikeout in the 6th. Sandwiched around a ground out to Derek Barton. This one is into center field for Murph. He's now hit safely in 6 straight against the A's.
The second hard hit ball he's had and almost got robbed again. Huntington just barely missed that diving play.
And now it's Yorvit Torrealba. Strike 1 to him. Yorvit's only faced Breslow 1 time, but he got a hit off him. And he hits this one high in the air. Shallow right field. Coming in and going back actually to make the play is Ellis. First out of the 9th inning.
Right fielder, Mitch Morland.
Brings up Mitch Morland. Connor Jackson sneaking up on Mark Ellis there.
That's the outfielder's ball if he's calling for it. The only problem he has if you don't yell loud enough or often enough for the second baseman to hear you.
Had a similar situation with Julio Bourbon and Elvis Andrus yesterday, and they just couldn't hear each other. They were both calling it, but with a sellout crowd here, it was so loud they couldn't hear each other.
Yeah, really, I've always felt the best way to do that is for the infielder to not say anything. Infielder just goes for the ball until he hears the outfielder call.
One man to Mitch is pop back foul.
Outfielders are taught to take charge, don't wait back, because so many times the infielder can't quite get to it or is backpedaling and has misjudged it slightly, and it's an easy play for the outfielder coming in, but a more difficult play for the infielder backpedaling. We're taught take charge. If you can get it coming in, then you call for it, and then it's up to the infielder to peel out of the way. Tough ones are the ones that are right in between, where the outfielder doesn't quite know if he can get to it. He's reluctant to call for it, because if he calls for it, the infielder gets out of the way and he can't quite get to it, and then it falls in for a base hit. Those are the hard ones.
The 1-2 to Mitch. Into center field, another base hit. David stops at second.
Well, he brought in the lefty to face the lefties, and 2 of them have hit line drives into left center field. Here comes a couple more lefties.
Yep.
Chris Davis and Julio Bourbon.
And here comes Ron Romanek, the pitching coach. heads out to chat with Breslow, who faces Davis next. Chris had a single in the 5th inning. And is hitless in 4 trips against Breslow. Brian Fuentes is up and warming in the Oakland pen. Fuentes has done a nice job filling in the closer role for the A's, who are still without Andrew Bailey. He's expected to throw a simulated game tomorrow, though, Bailey is. Two quick strikes to Chris Davis. And the 0-2 pitch misses outside. It's 1-2. Chris hit an 0-2 pitch in Seattle for a home run the other night. And hit an 0-2 pitch for a single yesterday. Davis has played in 6 of the last 10 games. And you see how they're pitching him. And he got him on strikes. Second out of the 9th inning.
Looks like Adrian Beltre coming out to pinch hit for Bourbon. Got a right-hand hitter up there. A chance to put some runs on the board right here. Not that Julio doesn't have a chance to get a base hit. Probably a little bit better chance being a right-hander against the left-hand pitcher. Well, you got an asset on the bench. No sense leaving him there. You might as well use him.
It's a good matchup. And it's a guy who wanted to play today anyway. Adrian was given the day off by Ron Washington. And he didn't learn of his off day until he got here today, and then still tried to lobby Wash to put him back in the lineup. Wash says, that's why I didn't tell him yesterday. He would have been working me for 24 hours. Breslow's inside with that one. And it's 1-1 to Adrian. That one misses away. It's 2-1. Rangers are first in the American League, having scored 74 runs with 2 outs. See what they can do, a little 2-out rally here.
Becomes a save opportunity, actually, if Beltre walks. Got your closer warming up.
And the 3-1. Grounded to short. Pennington goes the short way to Mark Ellis, and that will do it. Rangers lose game 1 of the 3-game series to the Oakland Athletics by a final of 7-2. Rangers Live is coming your way. We wrap this one up from Arlington.